Hey everybody, it's Kayla back again with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about FINRA exams, so Series 7, Series 66, Series 65, etc. I've gotten a lot of questions of have I ever taken these exams, do I have these certifications, my general thoughts about FINRA and these exams. I also have some thoughts about dealing with FINRA when you are a digital marketer and you are doing business with financial advisors. I'm going to leave that in at the end of this video. So have I ever taken any FINRA exams? No, because I am not a financial advisor, but I have gone on interviews with many different financial firms and individual financial advisor offices where if I was to have been hired by any of these people, it would have been expected of me to get these certifications. So I have done a lot of background research about these exams and what would it take to become, Series 7, Series 66, Series 63, 65 certified. Common question I get is, should I get my Series blank certification? And a lot of times people ask me this before they go on any interviews, before they have any kind of job offer. And for, I think, the majority of series certifications, you need to be sponsored by a firm, a broker-dealer. You can't just go and take the exam and, go to individual people and be like, hey, I'm Series blank certified, give me a job. It doesn't really work like that. When you're somebody who's just out of school, or maybe you're transitioning careers from whatever to the financial arena, you really need somebody to sponsor you for your exams. You'll be expected to, if you are hired by a firm, a broker-dealer, you are expected to get whatever series certifications by usually like 90 days of your hire date. And if you don't, then usually in your contract, it's like they have the right to fire you if you don't get whatever certifications needed to do your job. Now, it's not just financial advisors who need various different series certifications. Even if you're, then I'm going to say, just a registered client service associate. And if you don't know what a registered client service associate is basically like an assistant to financial advisors. They need it to be able to legally talk about clients' investments with them, to be able to touch their accounts, etc. You need these certifications to do your job. So should you get your certifications before you get hired by anybody? No, because usually you're not able to. And in my opinion, whoever hires you should pay the cost of the certifications needed to perform your job. You usually need more than one. They'll usually expect you to have 2, maybe 3 series certifications. And if you ever go on an interview, and whether this is for a registered client service associate or you're trying to become a financial advisor, if the people who are hiring you say things along the lines of they expect you to pay for you to take the exams, if you quit, I've had one lady who said, if you quit ever, we expect you to pay back the cost of the exams taken. And I feel if anybody ever says that to you, just keep a smile on your face and realize, and then when you walk out, realize that this was not the particular office for you to work in. These were not the people you were meant to work with. These are people trying to take advantage of people who are just getting out of school, or people who desperately need any kind of job. Don't work with those kind of people. A lot of firms, they'll say that you need to pay for the exams, and that is because they have a very high turnover rate. And if they have a high turnover rate, I have to wonder what kind of support are they giving their new financial advisors or whoever is starting with them. They're not getting the training, the support needed to be successful within that particular office. So once again, that is a red flag. Anytime where it's said you need to pay for your exams, or if you quit, then you are expected to pay back the exams, is definitely a red flag for me. And for either an individual or a whole entire company to be as petty as, we expect you to pay the $250 now or when you quit, or if you're fired, that's very petty for a company to say. It's not a lot of money for you. It's definitely not a lot of money for a company. And it could, for the companies, for you guys taking the exams and then paying for it, they're most likely getting tax write-offs for them paying for these exams for their future employees. For them to say that is just so petty. How to prepare for these exams? Well, there's plenty of online resources, and when you sign up for the exams, you usually get some kind of materials. Like I mentioned in my CFA video, if you have seen that, I have very general study tips and exam preparation tips, and number one thing is just to be confident in yourself and confident in the time and energy spent on studying. If you haven't put in the amount of effort that you think it takes to pass this exam, you're going to be unsure with yourself. You're going to psych yourself out. So you need to prepare yourself to take these exams. Now, do you need to spend 300 hours studying for these FINRA exams like you would need to study for the CFA? Nope. I have known people who have studied for 1 week and they pass any of the FINRA exams. I often get asked, how hard are these series certification tests? And from friends that I went to school with, from financial advisors that I've worked with, they say it's not very hard. If you're able to pass college, you're able to pass these exams usually. It takes studying to know how to pass the exam, but if you're a good test taker, then these exams should not be hard for you. It really shouldn't take you much more than a month of studying for these exams. And you need to take more than one of these certification tests at a time. It's really going to depend on you, who you're going to be working for, what they expect of you. I can't really answer that unless I know your personal situation. From what I know, it's usually you need one certification to start doing your job, and then as the months go on, whoever's hired you will make you take another exam, and then another exam if you need it on top of that. And each state has their own regulatory rules on what certifications are needed to do your job. So that is also something to take into consideration. When you're taking the exams, you need to think about the theories and principles that you read in, a textbook that comes along with the exams. You have to think about it in the most plain, simple manners. You don't try and overthink things or overcomplicate things, or really even think about real life situations, because you need to take the test based on the theory and the principles taught, not even based on real life stuff kind of things. Depending on what certification test that you're taking, the amount of time will vary. I'm going to include a link in the description bar that lists all of the FINRA exams possible to be taken, how much at this current time it costs to take the exam, how much time you have for each exam. Pretty sure it includes how many questions are included in each exam, stuff like that. I think that'd be a really handy resource for you guys to have, to reference. After taking these exams, are you expected to be a financial advising mastermind master of the world. No, you still have so much to learn on the job. Taking these exams is just like the first step of being able to practice in the real world. When you look at this link that I've included in the description bar, you'll see that there are a bunch of different certifications, some that I had never even heard of before. And the thing with some of them is that only one person in the whole entire organization, in some cases, need to have that particular series certification. And that is just to cover a company's behind with FINRA. One registered person in the company needs to have that certification. I often also get asked if people who don't want to be financial advisors should get series blank certifications. And really the only time you need series and FINRA certifications are if you're going to be dealing with securities. I know a few people in investment banking that have different series certifications, but if you want to be in private equity, if you want to be in a hedge fund, venture capital, equity research, it's really not necessary to have any of these certifications. And most financial analysts, they don't need these exams. There's only very certain people in investment banking that have these FINRA series certifications, and people in the financial advising and wealth management world have these certifications. So if you're not targeting those industries, then I would tell you not to worry about FINRA, not the FINRA certifications, the series certifications. Now, it's been interesting to learn more about FINRA in a digital marketing sense. I've had and do have financial advisors as clients of mine, and you will learn if you are in the digital marketing world and if you work with the financial advisors of the world that you really needed to be careful about how you advertise for financial advisors. FINRA very plainly states that you cannot promise a certain amount of return for clients. You have to be very careful on how you advertise to potential clients. You honestly, you can't promise any kind of return because that's unethical. You can't say that you are better than any other financial advisor or broker-dealer out there. That's unethical. You have to think outside the box when you're doing digital marketing for financial advisors. If you're doing social media for them, you really can't talk about individual investments. You can't really even talk about individual companies, individual stocks. A thing that I've seen that has been effective and popular is focusing more on events for clients, whether that's for your top clients, you reward them with trips to Topgolf or wine tastings or lunches, dinners. You really have to think outside the box to not only attract new clients, but also to create an incentive for current clients for them to interact with you on social media, on the web, etc. Now, you want to be able to show who these financial advisors are on their social media. It's more talking about the financial advisors themselves versus what they are going to do. It's more wishing clients happy holidays. It's thanking clients by offering them something, and usually it's not something related to financial advising. It might be, maybe for potential clients, you could offer like a free 30-minute consultation to look over their current financial state of affairs, stuff like that. If you guys would want a more detailed video about digital marketing and financial advising, then let me know down below and I can get around to making that kind of video. But if you're not interested in that kind of thing, then I'm not going to continue to talk on and bore you guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and me talking about the truth about FINRA exams and certifications. And if you did, be sure to give this video a like. If you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. If you have any comments or questions, be sure to leave them down below. I will get back to you. And until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you around in another one of my videos. Bye!